Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
The Church of Mavis radio show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fiestra, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show.
Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms, Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
When they are consuming your minds and your thoughts and your dreams, from the angels to the demons and to the mysteries unseen, there is no need to worry. There is no need for dread. It's just time to discuss the thing at the foot of the bed.
This is the United Public.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
I had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs.
You should change that to UAP.
Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Gary, just play screen. Just play screen.
I don't understand.
Welcome, everyone, to UFO Undercover. I hope you're having a great Wednesday afternoon, great evening, great morning, great whatever you are, wherever you are on our big, beautiful planet. You know, sometimes I forget, but you know what? It's Thursday in Australia. We time travel a little bit, but it's Thursday in Australia. To all our Aussie friends over there, what is it for some of y'all? It is mid-afternoon, somewhere some from morning to afternoon. Yeah, so I hope y'all are having a great day over there, a great Thursday over there. Hey, look, if by some weird chance you see the lottery numbers, remember Joe. I'll split it with you. Anyway, welcome everyone. I hope everyone, everywhere else on the planet, I mean, guys and girls, I hope you're having a really good day, good evening, morning, afternoon. It doesn't really matter. If you're listening to us, you're going to have some good entertainment. You may even learn a thing or two here. We're going to be talking a little bit about the old gods. What were the old gods? What could the old gods have been? I mean, from a modern standpoint, not from an ancient standpoint, but from a modern standpoint, what could they have been? And then, if time permits, and if Jay and I don't get off on some weird
tangent
somewhere, we might talk a little bit why the blood type thing is so important. But anyway, Jay, welcome in. How you been? What's up? How you doing? Life's treating you okay? Getting your sleep? I know. Wait, we had great news. Jay is pregnant.
Oh yeah.
He was supposed to announce, but I couldn't wait. It was too much, man. So we're gonna go through the pregnant. I think it's only gonna last like 3.5 months too, which is really crazy. So I don't know, ladies. Pregnant 3.5 months. It's gonna be rough.
It's never happened in the history of mankind. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, and if anybody has any comments about that, please write to Michelle DeRoche. She'll understand, I'm sure. Say, hey, what is this business about Jay being pregnant? She'll appreciate it. Well, she might not know yet, so y'all might be the first ones to tell her. Yes, you see how that works out? Ooh, yeah, look at that. Anyway, I mean, it's been a little crazy. I'm trying to retire people. I want to really dedicate a lot more time to the station. And life is just a little weird sometimes. First, anything dealing with the federal government is just weird.
Yeah.
Secondly, out of the blue, my Toyota, which I love Toyotas, I somehow blew the engine in. I mean, it might just be a head gasket, but either way, I look at it like this: I owe about $3,000 on it. It's going to cost at least that to fix it. I'm thinking, shit, $6,000. I can put that down on a nice car, maybe a Camaro, maybe a Mustang. No, I don't want none of that, but maybe a new pickup truck, something like that. Maybe even a new Camry. I like Camrys. I'm not going to hate on this Camry. Before I even ask, this Camry's got 200.
I've got a 21, so they've got to have changed up. Did some upgrades since then.
And in all fairness to this Camry, it's got 240,000 miles on it, and not just. I mean, some of those are city miles, some of those are road miles. There's about half and half. So about 120,000 of those miles is riding around a bumpy ass city in New Orleans. So and the other 120 is zipping back up and down the coast on the interstate and stuff, for taking it on trips. I'm not going to hate on this great car. It drove nice, it's probably just time to retire. It was a 217 or something, 201. Anyway, I'll go look and see. But it's time. And like I said, and since I'm not going to construction anymore, I really want a truck, but I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that tonight, but maybe Friday night.
The Tundras they have are nice. Just don't go with the 4-banger model. You don't have a lot of hills. Up here, there's a lot of hills. We're in the foothills of the Appalachians and the Blue Ridge and the Catoctin. There's like 3 mountain ranges like right around near here. And so I had the 4-speed or the 4-cylinder one. And it just was way underpowered for this.
As much as I love Toyota, I'll never buy one of their pickup trucks. I have several friends that own them. They're nice. Don't get me wrong, but they're not truck.
You don't use them for an actual contract gig.
Well, no, my last one I had my last two. I got rid of the 20. I had a 2005 F-150 fully loaded, short bed, great, fabulous truck. Had everything but an ass scratcher in it. And then I had a 2015 King Ranch fully loaded, which, come to find out, had more loaded stuff than the other one I had did. But none of them had a driver assist or shit like that. So the new Ford truck drives for you. Where you want to go, Joe? Let's go to DC. Oh, sure. Go to sleep, man. We'll be to DC in 16 hours. We'll get stopped for gas. Remember, you're gonna have to get out. No problem. It's a new world, people. I look at this. Because one of the reasons that, I love to drive. I do. I could drive. I've driven cross country 4 or 5 times at least. And if you can include all my miles everywhere I go, far more than that. But
I haven't done the East West, but I've done the North South up and down the Eastern Seaboard.
Well, Linda and I, one week, so we left. Matter of fact, the picture that we got on the one I showed with the looks like the big Dropestone in the sky. We had actually left, and that's in Blunt Island, Florida, which is right below Jacksonville, right next to the oldest city in the United States. Do y'all know where that is, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you what, anybody, the 5th person who writes me and tells me what the oldest city in the United States, I will give you what I got. What is this? No, I can't give you all that. I do have something, especially if you're starting right, or if you know someone is. This is priceless gold here, people. This is even hard to get. Okay, see this book? See this? See this? So this is Wolf Moon, How to Write a Howling Good Story. Wolf Moon has gotten more people from his group, has been a winner at Writers of the Future than anything. Anyway, there are just somehow, they really have their stuff together. I mean, really, they do. And I will give this away to the 5th person who can tell me what the oldest city in the United States is. And we were right next to it at Blunt Island, Florida, right next to it. We got a fabulous UFO picture, and I don't know, either a mothership or a portal. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. I wouldn't even call it a mothership. I'd call it a mini mothership, actually, because it was big as a power station. But still, when I think of motherships, I'm thinking like moon-sized things cruising through the solar system, staying just far enough away that doesn't cause, harm to our little itty bitty planet. People, in the grand scheme of things, Earth is a tiny little thing. Any little thing can knock us off course. Anything. If
There
it's
are over 260 things orbiting Saturn, things that are called moons, but they are all bigger than Earth.
yes, actually, some of them are quite a bit bigger than Earth too. Right now, we just need to develop some weapons that can knock some of this stuff out. Because just recently, I was reading there is an asteroid headed this way. Odds are it will hit in 2030, if I remember my dates correctly, or 2033 or
Quite a
something.
few NEOs, N-E-O. That's capital N, capital E, capital O, and then lowercase s. NEOs, near Earth objects.
So this thing is now, but this is not a near miss. This is a guaranteed hit.
Yeah,
this is a hit.
There's one of them. There's one of them
So,
that comes by twice. The first time is like 2027 or 8, and then the next time it comes by, first time we can see it, we can see like the pock marks on it, and then the next time it comes, it hits us.
What do you mean, people? No. We need to make sure we can shoot this damn thing down. Or break it into pieces, or change its trajectory. But I've been thinking about this change in trajectory shit. Okay,
as long as it leaves our solar system, who cares where it goes, right? I mean,
it's a short time, but it's a short time fix because we don't actually know where it's going to go. It may go off an angle, end up in the Oort cloud, or end up in an asteroid belt and bang into a bunch of shit, send more shit flying around.
Even at the sun,
So I don't think we might not have control of how we're going to aim it, especially if it's moving fast.
How many huge space bodies are there in the solar? Our solar system is filled with more than 300 larger than Earth-sized balls.
Oh, and that's what we can see. We go, oh God, what's getting the Kepler belt, and God knows what's out there.
Directed into one of those other lifeless balls of rock. There's a whole like the fifth planet is just nothing but debris.
Yeah, I know. So Johnny, what we talking about? So we know that the asteroid belt doesn't have anything that big in it. We know maybe at one time this was a planet about 5 times the size of Earth. We think now more today that it was a planet than we don't. In the old days, it just didn't develop. That's what they said in the beginning. But now we found some materials that really only happened under the development of a planet, under the pressure caused by creation. So they kind of got past that theory. Even though they don't know what happens, but nobody wants to talk about it because they really don't want to argue about the theory.
There's gold there, then it was at one point a solid, firm planet.
There's gold there.
Not a volcanic surface.
There's things there that definitely show that at one time it was geologically active at some point. So
correct.
It's looking more and more like it was a planet. So, but we got time to discuss that because we're going to get out in the next 20 and 30 years. We will be out in that field.
Well, I think less than that. I think we've already been there.
I'll be walking around with a little cane thing and going, I told you, you're an asshole. Oh, sorry, guys. I mean to cuss. But still, it's kind of how it's going to be. Well, unless I'm dead and watching from some other place, or I'm reincarnated and I'm just about the right age to go out there at 20 or something and say, hey, what is this? I don't know if I should be allowed in space. I could get in real trouble.
That makes a good segue. All of these planets and moons and other things, most of them are named after the ancient gods anyway. So, I mean, how far back are we talking? We go into like the Titan?
No, we go as far as we want to go. I mean,
like the father, the parents of like Zeus and that.
Wait, what was the first god? Something? What was it called?
Ur was the first city made allegedly by the first one.
No, I don't think it was you are. You are. I'm not.
You are. The city of Ur is in Mesopotamia.
But this was a religion. I remember reading about it. Jesus.
It's the Sumerians.
17 or something. I was just trying to think when I was reading this. I think I was reading this in a Baptist format. Probably in some church that I was in. Deneen, I was raised Catholic. I mean, I had to go to communions. I went to some Catholic schools. So I had a weird upbringing because I went to public schools, Catholic schools, and private schools. So I can tell you, when people ask me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, bullshit, I went to all three. I can tell you which one's better. Just so y'all know, people, private schools are far better than the other two. You learn far more. You're treated far different. Think about this. At private school, we went to concerts. And I mean, not just, we went to ballets. We went to all kind of concerts. We even went to rock concerts. They actually literally took us to, I mean, the first time I ever seen Rush was from the school.
Oh wow, that's cool.
In the Superdome.
School did do that, but we did get to see some cool plays. Like I saw The Shrew, which is a Shakespearean play performed by a Shakespearean troupe within Ford's Theater, where Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed. Well, he died elsewhere, but that's where he was shot.
But I mean, that's where I learned about the ballet. That's where I learned about the opera. And come to find out, I actually liked some of them, which if you would have asked me back then,
are okay, yeah.
If you'd have asked me back then, I'd have been like, but no, I mean, I actually turned out to, and come to find out, I
have a trivia question for you, Joe. How about this? Name the opera that is played during the Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd film, Trading Places, quite frequently, as a matter of fact.
I don't. Now I'm going to see if I can remember the movie. See if I can remember.
The movie opens with this. There's a hint for you. The movie opens with the opera I'm asking you for.
I can't remember the movie is what the problem is.
Oh God! It's one of their best movies. It's like one of the best Thanksgiving movies.
You know how many best movies are in my head right now? It's ridiculous.
But it starts at Thanksgiving. That's what makes it so good. It's the Marriage of Figaro.
Is it? No. See, I wouldn't have got it right even if I remember now. I wouldn't have got it right. I was a whole different artist. Never mind.
Yeah, well, they use most of the good parts, the crescendos and so on. But yeah,
actually, a lot of them. If I sit and think, I'll remember which artists I like and which songs I like. If I don't, well, and then the ones I always like to mispronounce, like the one we play on this show frequently. Matter of fact, we might even play it tonight. You never know. It's one of the songs played in Arthur, the TV version of Arthur. Especially, it's actually played several times in Arthur. Actually.
You're talking
not the drunken Arthur people. No, who wrote me? No. I'm talking about Arthur, King Arthur with Excalibur movie. I'm sorry, I should have said Excalibur from the get go.
Is it the song you're thinking of? O Fortuna.
Yeah, O Fortuna, and so it's one of the ones. No Greensleeves. I don't. You know what it is. I'm going to tell you what happened with me in Greensleeves. Greensleeves is a good song. But over the years, Greensleeves was used for every voicemail message box on the planet. And I just got tired of hearing it, I think. I really think that's what it came down to. I think they ruined it. Now, Beethoven's 5th and 9th redone, I thought was fabulous.
If you're talking the A Clockwork Orange soundtrack and the Walter/Wendy Carlos soundtrack, or the electronic versions of Beethoven's 9th and a few other pieces, that shit is brilliant. Pardon my French.
Hello, who is this beastie looking thing joining us?
Leah.
It's kind of scary and sexy at the same time, man. Whoa! What's up, Chick? What you up to tonight?
Dramatic zoom in. My camera's attached, so I have to.
Yes.
Hi.
Is it cold there?
Yesterday it was -8 degrees.
Whoa! Holy shit! Pardon my French again.
Jay said it's warm there where he lives.
No, it was actually in the teens here this week.
Right now, currently, it's 6 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
Is it windy?
Yeah.
What's the wind speed?
I don't know if you can hear me very well. I'm en route back to Mikasa. But I just went to spend some time with Liam for his birthday.
Oh, cool. What is he, like 30 now?
Intellectually, yes.
He's going to be a demon like his mom, I can already tell.
He is 7. And he is so smart. And he's so kind and polite. I brought cupcakes for his class today. And he handed them all out one at a time to all of his classmates, and he served himself last.
That's cool. I mean, like, get off my cupcakes, you little shits. These are for me, buddy.
Who did he give the first cupcake to? Was it a girl or a boy?
Say what?
Who was the first cupcake receiver? Was it a girl?
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend.
Her name is Nova.
Oh. Like the girl from Planet of the Apes. That means she's going to be very pretty.
I can think of a couple other Novas, but we better not talk about that.
And,
We
and,
better
and
not talk about them on this show.
what's even scarier is they're also next door neighbors.
I don't
What the
know.
hell?
They're
What the
gonna
hell
be
just
sneaking
happened?
out of the windows, hanging out in the treehouse.
Nothing wrong with a little, lovey.
It's really cute.
What the hell's going on?
What did you did?
Apparently, I'm touching the wrong thingies because I'm looking for the wrong thingy.
What did you do?
There we are. Okay.
There it is.
No, because I'm looking for something obvious. It's not here. It's somewhere else. Oh, hey, Heidi, I didn't even see you over there. No, I had the thing
I
off.
threw it up that she said hello to everybody. You know, just like blew her off.
No, I'm on a whole different. I had the media assets up. I had the media. Anyway,
hello, Heidi.
Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about before, we was rudely interrupted by some strange possessed person who popped in. This little alien wannabe here. The hell, now I forgot what we were talking about.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. It's jail remind me of
Did it have something to do with ancient gods and their purposes and whatnot?
Heidi, what we were talking about? Gene, I know you're listening. What we were talking about? Oh, yeah. I know we were talking about gods in the ancient world.
Well, we were also talking about Leah's kid and his girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, he's a little alien too, so that counts.
Yeah,
that's a plus.
He might be more so than even I am.
He's gonna be.
He's like a more advanced. He's a more advanced iteration.
Yeah, we were. Right, Beethoven.
Thank you. We were talking about Beethoven. Yes,
the beat farmer.
It's so nice to have somebody in the audience paying attention to all these weirdos.
Wendy Carlos. Soundtrack to Clockwork Orange. Great stuff.
Jeffrey, you if you're on Roku's a great place to watch us, but you can't. You're gonna have to either pop into the chat room. If you're on my messenger, you can. If you're not, then you'll have to pop into one of the chat rooms. Yeah, Rumble's got chat rooms, YouTube's got chat rooms, and Facebook's got chat rooms, so you can catch us on any of those.
Are you guys on like Discord or Twitch or anything like that?
Well, we have Twitch. Yeah, we don't. Discord, I haven't got on. I was on Discord. I've been a guest on Discord a couple of times. I'm not sure.
My friend put me on Discord. I don't really use it except for
I'm not sure if I like it. It kind of reminds me of
gaming,
of something from way back in the day. The one that had the flowers all over it. Damn, I can't remember now. AMC Chat. That's what it kind of reminds me of, or AOL Chat, even worse. It kind of reminds me of that. So I haven't. I'll take another look at it again because I do know some former hosts of ours. Hosts have shows over there. They do the shows from there. So I don't know. It just doesn't feel right, and I'm so used to having everything tied in. It's nothing. Now we'll be on TikTok starting probably tomorrow. I was hoping to have it on tonight, but I got the effing around.
I had TikTok downloaded on my phone, never uploaded never started an account, never used it, never searched on it, never even opened the app. And then I deleted it because, I've never even opened the app, and now I can't load it. Now I can't hit it.
But you got to uninstall it completely. You must not uninstall it completely. You got to go inside the programs on your phone.
They will only let people use TikTok who previously had it on their phones already.
Oh,
It's not available for new downloads.
I got it on 4 different phones.
Well,
I even got it on
did you know that they were selling? People were selling phones that had TikTok already installed on it for
I got 4 of them bitches. So I got 3 old phones that got TikTok on. I don't use anymore.
I've only got this old piece of junk. It doesn't have texting any abilities. It's just voice only, voice and data. That's it.
Voice and data don't get no TikTok on it. No TikTok. No. I sent over some banners today because the International Community for Alien Research
Look at that.
is we're sponsoring them with an award this year for this book right here. For To the Stars. This is a sci-fi book, kind of interesting one. But what I find interesting about it is how he had a knack for and it was a New York #1 bestseller, by the way. It's he had a knack for seeing the future or knowing what was. So I'm reading. I don't know. I can't think. John sent me over Mission Earth, which is another L. Ron Hubbard piece. It's like 200,000 words, and they turned it into an audiobook, a really good one.
Cool.
And so I've been listening to it, and he just his political satire is just so close to what's going on the planet today. It just blows my mind. Even the stuff he does where he has the Turkish ambassador places involved and things like that, he just does it so well. For something that was written 50 years ago, it shouldn't play that well in today's world. I mean, there's been a big change in the world, but not that
The
much.
same thing's been said of a lot of sci-fi writers. I mean, Jules Verne, Mark Twain, all of them have said that they've predicted some sort of futuristic events. Nostradamus is the most famous of all, but I think as far as novelizations go, H.G. Wells. I mean, think about all of the.
There's a few of them. No, I mean, I was surprised. I mean, there's a couple of these books I've been through, and it's just weird how much of this plays in today's world. Even this one, I mean, it's just falls in to what's going on in today's world. It's even kind of the way the political figures are. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, people, you read what you want to read. I never recommend books to anybody. No, I don't. I'm sorry. The only thing I'll ever tell you to read is one of these. Either you can't see them back there right now, which is all the classics. It's all the Greek philosophers, and I'll tell you to read those kind of things. Or you'll see me one of the Writers of the Future books because those are helping new people, writers and illustrators of the future.
Over there.
So that's the only thing you'll ever hear me promo because the Writers of the Future books are great. It helps you, if you win, it helps you to make the next step to being a great author, a great illustrator.
Right there.
Yeah. They it's a gene. No, but that's about it because everybody has different tastes and different styles, and I don't get to read like I used to, so I get to listen. Audiobooks sometimes, and I'll get almost finished or finish with them. I don't know. It's kind of strange what goes on today. What's that? What god do I think was an extraterrestrial? Are you shitting me? That's a good question. That's a good question. Look, no, I'm not hating. That's a good question.
Was the question what god was?
What god do I think is an extraterrestrial? You're talking about today or past? I need a context. Both. Go ahead.
What if they all were?
Well, it's possible.
I think they were.
It's possible.
So the ones that come to the top of my head for the answer to that question are, what was his name? The Hindu god, the blue one.
Vishnu, or let's see, who's the blue one?
Like the main one, the one that Keanu Reeves played.
Oh, he plays the Bodhisattva. That's Siddhartha Gautama is who he plays. The Buddha.
Oh yeah, he played the Buddha.
He plays
Well,
Buddha.
that's not the one I'm talking about. I think I'm thinking of
That's a really good movie, though. That is if anyone is interested in the story of the Buddha, that is a really, really good movie.
Man, look, I rub my own belly, man. I got the Buddha belly right here.
So I also think Odin. That one comes to mind. Thor, like all the Norse gods.
I'm glad you said that. So
Jupiter and name another one. What's his name? The Christian god. What does he call himself?
Jesus?
No.
The Krishna?
Oh, you're thinking Yahweh. No,
Yahweh. Thank you.
Yahweh. He's thinking Yahweh.
They're all the same dude. They're all the same dude.
Yeah, they're all the same dude.
They're all the same dude. Reimagined and reiterated in the culture of the time to get that culture under control. So
let's not even get started on the Egyptian gods.
But we got to be careful here because not all of these gods were extraterrestrial. And I'm not saying they were gods. I don't want to go there either. I'm thinking they were extraterrestrials. But I think some.
But they were worshipped as such.
Well, no, but I think some. So perfect example is Hercules. We know he wasn't a god. He was a hybrid. He was a demigod. But he was a human.
Yeah,
so and his children were human.
So he was probably Nephilim.
Well, that'll be a good one to use too. So, but
probably
anyway,
Nicholas.
so he was worshipped like a god, but he wasn't a god because he was a demigod. But his father was definitely a god. So his father was definitely an extraterrestrial. So
then
this goes back to something we talk about today. The ones that get left, they can stay on Earth. The ones whose hybridization isn't too much to be seen or to be used on the planet, they can stay. But
so
anybody who's
would that
past a
be
certain
like,
point can't.
would Hercules be like a parallel to the story of Jesus Christ being the Son of God?
No, because Hercules had.
Although Hercules does go to the underworld for 3 days,
Yeah.
and then comes back. Yes.
Yes, but Hercules is really portraying a different message and a different way of doing things. He's definitely believes in using brute force.
Well, the reason he went to Hades was because he killed his entire family in a blind rage after going
Yeah,
berserk,
so
fighting
so I
people
mean,
off.
so he definitely believes in a brute force. Jesus, on the other hand, was like PL and L and PL and O, LL and O, LL and L, love, light, and laughter. I guess would be the best way to
Plur.
say it.
He was plur.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's just so. But like I said, I lost a good job because I said Jesus was. It's possible Jesus was an astronaut one time, and I got canned over it. And God
Was
said,
that
no.
was that the management job?
This was a good. All I can say is I made a lot of money. That's all. And I wasn't even that old back then. I was like in my 30s, in my early 30s. So I was making big money, way more than I should have been for the age I was. And they loved me. It's just that comment was too much. They were a very religious family, and they were like, and they could have had some balls and came up and said, "Joe, do you really believe that, or were you just pulling her leg?" Which I would have lied. I said, "No, I was just pulling her leg because I want to keep my job." But they didn't. They just said, "No, no, no, no."
Hey, just off the cuff, real quick. Like on a side note, just wondering what Friday's topic might be on when it comes to news on the flip side.
Choke the bitch till she dies.
Oh.
Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry to UFO Undercover listeners. I apologize. See, that show is bad for me. It gets in my head. It's
All
bad,
I said
evil
was
show.
news on the flip side.
Oh, shut up, Leah.
Just
It's
take
you see, I'm gonna fire her ass because she get me in trouble. It's what? News on the flip side is no. It's not out of control. No, the chat's out of control. News on the flip side is fine compared to the chat. No, the chat is just, I don't know where it's at. It's lost its whatever little way. I know somebody asked me the other day, they said, you should do a chat junior. I'm like, what do you mean a chat junior? Like a half an hour version? Like, what are you sticks? I said, what are you trying to get me in trouble?
We should just we should drink like 3 monsters or like 5 espresso shots a piece and then go on like the chat for a condensed half hour.
Oh wow!
This black sugar. I know, huh? It's well, no, Kirby. I mean Kirby. Anyway, I'm just gonna let that name slide. It's no, I'm just gonna let it slide. Well, actually, more than likely, we got a lot to talk about Friday night. It's just
we got 3 hours to do it.
We got to talk about Trump turning on Lisinski and stuff like that, and a few other things, how Europe feels, but just quite a few things. Just dealing with the Ukraine, we'll be talking about. The end of the hostage thing, we'll also be talking about. Yeah, so you'll get to hear a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So okay, yeah, we need to talk about that on Friday. Then.
We'll be talking about Jay's pregnancy from now on.
Jay, you're having a baby?
Yes, he's having a baby.
You are?
No.
he's 4. He's what we said. 4 months pregnant, 3 and 5 months pregnant. I don't know, something like that.
We said it'll take 3.5 to 4 months.
We haven't. He hasn't told his other half yet.
No, are you serious though? Like I'm super.
I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how he's gonna break it to his other half. Baby, I'm pregnant. She's gonna look at him like, "Sure you are, Jay."
Oh, I thought you were just like saying he and his lady friend were having a baby.
No, God, you're trying to get me in trouble for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
It's no baby talk. Anyway, enough about the baby talk. Getting back to the God talk. Yeah, getting back to the God talk.
I did 2 similar paintings, a big one and a small one, baby me and a mini me.
Yeah, he's babied out. See, there you go. He's babied out. No, Jeffrey, not really did. I got fired because I said that I thought Jesus possibly could have been an astronaut.
But
And that's
that's
not
not
actually what I said.
derogatory.
It's
That's
not
not
actually
like
what I said. They were telling me about it. I said, did you ever stop to think that he could have been an astronaut, meaning if he was from another world? I said, none of the miracles that were performed would be considered today to be like, wow. I mean, it's all stuff we think we could
Well,
reproduce.
unless he
or
cured
recur.
cancer, unless he cured cancer with like just a plain old touch.
he
Which
cured
would be
leprosy.
kind of a wow moment,
Like he cured leprosy at a touch. He cured blindness with the touch.
That's what I'm talking about. That it would have to be like that because we don't. There's no.
But
supposedly
what I'm saying is,
right
what I'm saying is, in 100 years, maybe less, they'll have a little device like John Star Trek. They'll put it on. It'll cure your cancer. It'll cure just about anything that's wrong with you. We're not that far from that now.
If you break your arm, they put this thing on it.
And frankly,
bones back together.
And this is for Friday night. And frankly, I'm not sure that there's not already things that can cure cancer. So we'll leave that for Friday night.
I've heard that there is a cure for cancer.
Yes, but that's a Friday night show stuff.
That's a Friday night gig.
Y'all can come listen if y'all want to hear about that on Friday night. Also, we'll be talking about the other 149,000 documents they let out about RFK. I don't know who's even read this stuff. How everything's been shot, so y'all can come check that out as well. Oh no, we talk about RFK on here. I actually
RFK.
JFK. I'm sorry, wrong person. Got wrong one. And I've got RFK in my head because he's
We're going to have to file on all three: JFK, RFK.
And we will be talking about some of how whose picks have been got in place, and we'll be talking about that as well. So I know this audience is very mixed here, and I know most of y'all know I'm a centrist. But when you come on News on the Flip Side, bring your wine with you, or your beer, or your vodka, or your scotch, or your rum. Especially if you're going to listen to us on a chat, you should be smoking a joint at least.
And don't bring your children because they're both R-rated shows.
Yes,
they are heavily.
There are heavily R-rated shows because Leah can't. Leah has a freaking sailor's mouth, man. See, I'm all being all nice and stuff like, oh hi, and frack and frick and frokers and stuff like that. And, she's using the F word all over the place.
But the first word I ever said as a human
no cursing on here.
Was
it's a G-rated show.
It was the sounding word.
Yeah. We're not even PG-13. We're just PG. What's that, Denise? Well, no, I mean, when Lee was saying about earlier about Thor and see, so Thor actually a god? We know Odin was for sure. And I guess since his mother and his father were both gods, he would have been as well. But then we know he had children on Earth with people, the dirty dog that he was.
It is alleged that Jesus also had children.
It's alleged that Jesus also had children. Of course, when we talk about the Anunnaki, they also alleged to have had children. It seems like there was a lot of non-human DNA getting spread around our planet.
There was a lot of boinking going on.
And then they wonder why we're so cocky. I mean, if we got the blood of gods, of course we're going to be cocky. And you got to wonder because, the lowliest life on the bitch on the planet is still cocky. You be living in the trash can. What about it, man? You're like, what? Okay, nothing, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, it's true. I was going to go out to this one cocky son of a bitch.
What do you mean? Who's my favorite god? No. We're not getting into favorite gods. Well, no, I would think so first off, the Greek and the Roman gods, are they not the same gods? Or are they two different sets? Or see, for me, I feel that that Rome just renamed the Greek gods.
They're identical.
Yes.
Jupiter is Zeus. I think only a few carry the same name. I think Apollo is the same name in both.
So I just it's the same stories basically. I just feel that that's the way they did it. When Rome conquered the whole entire area, all the Mediterranean, all of Europe, I think in part of Africa, I think they just said, okay, this is our gods. Now, I could be wrong, but it just seems like that's how it was. I mean, look how they're set and how they do what you've got when you go through the list. They're just all similar. What's Quicksilver is Mercury, or they just go through them. They're just equal. I can pull up the list, and I'm just too lazy to do it.
I'm looking it up right now. Here we go.
Yeah, because there's actually a list that compares the two together.
This doesn't have so much of a comparison, but I think we can, between our educations, we can figure it out. Now what do I need to do? I need to share this on the present arms, share screen, Greek and Roman gods, click, share, boom, zip, zap. There we go. Are we on? We're on. Okay, awesome. So yeah, like I said, Zeus, Jupiter, Greek versus Roman, Hera, Juno, Poseidon, Neptune, Cronus, Saturn. So Cronus is the god, is the father of Zeus, yes?
Yes, he's the father of Zeus.
Youngest son of Uranus, father of Zeus. Yeah, okay, so the king of the gods, goddess of marriage, god of the sea, youngest god, or youngest son of Uranus, that is. Let's see, Aphrodite, Venus, goddess of love. Let's start going down a little bit. Hades, Pluto, Hephaestus, Vulcan, Demeter, Ceres. Apollo is the same. Athena, Minerva.
It cracks me up though, because when you look all the way over, it's they all of the see, there's Dionysus and then there's Bacchus, god of wine. They're still the same title. That's what's so great about this. The titles are the same all the way up. So yeah, it pretty much proves it's just different name. Aphrodite's and Venus.
The only one is Apollo that carries the same name across both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Persephone, Proserpine. That's kind of close. Not so much.
Close enough.
Nike and Victoria, both victory.
Father of Titans. Yeah, there's Uranus. Uranus is father of Titans. No. See, don't. Why do they do stuff like that?
Uranus, father of the Titans.
Yes, but we're going to do it as Uranus. So
Rhea, mother of Zeus, wife of Kronos.
Mother. Wait.
Rhea, right up there. It's here. Where's my mouse? There we go. See it? Rhea, mother of Zeus, wife of Kronos.
Oh, wife of Kronos. Okay, sorry.
And then father of the Titans is Uranus. There's another one with the same name both across.
Yeah. Well, that would be
Odysseus, Ulysses. There's the same guy, differently spelled.
And just as Greek hero.
Yeah. Well, that's what he was. I mean, well, that's basically what I mean. Hercules. He's just a hero too. He's
the same name on both too. Son of Zeus.
Hercules. It's.
Oh yeah, it is Hercules, isn't it? Yeah, it's close. It's not the same.
But Saul here in the Roman version, Saul. The Roman name Saul for the sun. That's what our solar system is named after. Saul.
Yeah. Saul.
Not the Greek Helios, but the Latin Saul.
It's well, no, people. So all of these gods we're talking about here, all of these gods here would probably have been extraterrestrials of some sort. I would have bet
most of them, yes. Some of them
there may be hybrids like Hercules, because he was part human.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's probably some like especially the Greek, not the Greek, but the Leah said it. The Egyptian gods. There are some hybrids there. You got the ibis god. You've got Sobek. He's the crocodile human. How many have different heads than a human head? Like almost all of them.
I wonder what the crossover is between the Sumerian and the Egyptians. I have to look one of these days. Well, Christopher Columbus is a whole different thing, but there's been an argument lately about who has the original first text. So it's always been the Sumerian. I was always taught the Sumerians did, because the Zero Dynasty, there was the Egyptian first dynasty, but now recently they said they found the Zero Dynasty about 12 or 14 years ago, which would put their text slightly older than the Sumerians, or actually their hieroglyphs. See, when I hear things like that, and I have seen it verified in a couple places, but until it makes the track, I kind of ignore it. I know it's there in the back of my head. It's kind of like the thing that it's
this looks interesting. Let me send you the link. You can take a look at it and see what you think about it.
It's a 50% possibility that our solar system came from a different galaxy. Yeah, so things like that are interesting and they're fun to talk about. And there is evidence that it could be from a different galaxy. Maybe that's why ET's so interested in us. We're from a different place.
Maybe the ETs that are interested in us are people who were displaced from the same galaxy we were.
Yes, and they want to know how we survived so easily, huh? Our solar system just rolled on up in here.
Yeah, or who helped us.
Let's see. You know, when some of these people were named like Aztec, the Aztecs, who the hell taught y'all to speak, people? All of your words are like 15 characters long,
Yeah,
with hyphens in them.
Kotliku. Let's see, what is this one? Chico Mikoatl and Quetzalcoatl. They have some weird names, definitely.
At least the Egyptians are pretty straightforward. You know, when you go down the list, you're looking at it.
They have another Aztec mind god called Hui, and I've lost it. Hui.
So what was it? The harder the name they pronounce, the smarter your tribe was. I mean, what the hell was going on there?
The weird.
No. The reason I said that, I mean, Egyptians like Ra, Nut, Horus.
Did you watch that movie that Mel Gibson did?
Thor.
Was it in that language?
What was that?
Did you watch the Mel Gibson movie he made in that language, the Nahuatl language?
Oh no! Thank God I didn't.
Oh, it's weird, dude.
I would have jumped off
a
bridge somewhere.
I have it on DVD. If you want, I'll mail it to you.
Oh no! You're trying to kill me, man. You're just trying to kill me, aren't you? So you're trying to bump me off.
It was unable to follow it. You have to read it, the whole movie.
It's every time you see a movie like that is just outright weird. What's that, Janine?
Brazil being another one of those, yeah.
No, Ra was probably one of the was one of the aliens. And actually, when it comes, the Egyptians to me are actually better proof than even the other races are, because the Egyptians actually had the head shaped like the extraterrestrial head. Everybody said, "Oh, it was a disease. It was a disease." Yeah, maybe, but it seemed to skip a couple of generations, pop back up. It happened 3 or 4 times in the Egyptians' royalty. They had heads. They were about this long. They were about this wide and about this long.
Parents. What is King Tut's father's name? I can't remember it now for the goddamn life of me.
God, don't ask. In the old days, I'd have probably remembered it, but not today.
Yeah, but Tutankhamun. So his father's name Tutankhamun was his mother was Menefre, I think.
What helps it, Janine, is the fact that the Nazcans boarded their children to look like those heads that we're talking about in Egypt,
and the cone head skulls that are found in the desert in South America, most profoundly, but they're also found all over the world. The problem with head boarding and the elongated skulls that have been found is that the capacity of the elongated skulls is like 50 or 60 centimeters more capacity than our current brains. So it's almost double our brain. You can't do that by boarding someone's head. In fact, you might even say you would diminish one's mental capacity, if not the actual cubic inches inside their brain.
You would hope something in the back of the skull would just come down and encase it, but no, Gene. So the who? Oh, hey, Steph, oh no, I know who you are from Chicago. Yeah, I know who you are. It's so when you listen to contactees talk about these human type aliens, they're big, 6 or 7 foot tall, 400 or 500 pounds, easy. But they're proportioned to size. They don't look weird or anything. They look like us, just like bigger sized us all the way around. Except when you look on them straight on, like if you're looking at me, like you're looking at, they look like us. Except if you're looking at the hands, they have 6 fingers, 6 toes. But their head goes back, and it kind of tilts up just a little bit. But it goes back 6 more inches, maybe 8.
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, it may even be a foot. It may even be a foot. I didn't want to alarm you, but I'm thinking it is about a foot, and that's just the way their head shape.
My hand from there to there, from this knuckle to this knuckle is exactly 4 inches. That's how far. It was at least that far back, even further.
I'm thinking 12 inches. It's well, no, we've seen the Nazcans do it. There's a couple other places in Native America that we had seen some weird stuff, and then of course we've got the Sumerian stuff, and then we've got the Egyptian leaders looking like this.
Yeah.
So I mean, when it comes to
early Egyptian leaders who have to wear what they call the bowling pin hat because their heads go.
So it's strange. So now we kind of know that more than likely the Egyptians were either hybrids or aliens, one or the other, that were running the empire, or both.
Like,
that were running the empire,
you said it before. The Egyptians, you said, are the only gods where they depict the actual alien's original head. Is it the original alien's head? Because, like I said, there's one that has the ibis, which is a bird.
Yeah.
There's one that has the god Sobek. He has the head of a crocodile, body of a man. What else do they have? They got a guy who's, a baboon. They have a dude.
And I think part of that,
Africa have a human body with that creature's face on it.
Yes, but you know what? You find that in Samaria too. Part of the seven creations of man. So that's kind of weird.
Right.
So more than likely, those So some of the stuff I read about the Egyptians suggests that those were there for particular reasons, like they were developed that way or designed that way. And of course, it could be just like. Well, no. Think about it. It could just be like it was on Stargate. It could just be a fake head over the person's original head. Remember on Stargate, they all had those weird looking heads and eagle faces and all kind of hawk looking shit. And so it could easily be something like that too. Just something, to bring in fear or to scare you to do something or to be worried. So that could also fall into that as well, especially if we're thinking that the Egyptians, some of these Egyptians were actually aliens. That might have been things, or people they brought.
It could have been technology. You're damn skippy. It could be a hologram.
It could be technology. It easily could be some type of technology. So I'm not going to rule that out, but I don't want to rule it out too, because it does seem like that the Sumerians were flirting with using types of creatures mixed with human.
There's a lot. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's unicorns. Grab some creatures from legend and lore. Pegasus. In Dungeons and Dragons, they have one called a Pegacentaur. It's a centaur that has wings, so it's part human, part horse, and it flies.
Yeah, so I don't doubt that the aliens that were here mining the planet. What do you mean, Jack? Well, it depends who you want to think it was. Some people say it's Anunnaki. Some people say it's something else. Some people, we don't really know what the name is. I'll tell you what I know for sure. It was a human type alien. I can tell you that 100%. No ifs and ands, no doubts, no nothing. And I know that because of the Sumerians.
God created this planet. Why would there be stories of these other strange creatures if God only created what is in the Bible?
You want to know why I'm so sure? Because the Sumerians talk about this in good detail. But
I was gonna blow everybody's mind with the fact that I think the word chimera is written within the original Bible 13 or 14 times, and it's still in some of the King James versions.
Yes. So no, Gene. Wait, let me finish. So we know Sumeria talked about these, and we know Sumeria was creating a human race, kind of a slave race, but. We also know that the Dogon talked about this because the reptilians left from the Dogon, went down there and stole them women, raped them women, and brought them back pregnant. So we have the writings of the Dogon that the Nemos, they call them the Nemos, actually is what they call them. So the problem here is they weren't supposed to be existing at the same time. And we don't know if they were called the Dogon back then because there's no mention. Other than that, the reptilians talk about it, and in their lore today, the Dogon talk about it.
Yeah,
so they were completely aware of it. And of course, we all know today we have a reptilian section in our brain. We're part reptile.
And well, we also the Dogon tribes when they were first discovered. What was it, like the turn of the century, even maybe a little bit before? Are talking about a triple binary star system known as Sirius, and we're like, oh no, there's only two there. And then like 30 years after we found them, with increasingly getting better technology, we found out that it was also a trinary system, and we didn't know that until better equipment could tell us that.
Yeah, well, they predicted.
Hey, Mike.
You know what's so great about the Dogon? They knew that, so they predicted Sirius B long before the radio telescope did. But more importantly, they knew the weight, mass, and orbit of Sirius B around Sirius A. There's no freaking way excuse my language, but there's no way they could have known that.
How do you figure that out without telescopes?
Yes, and the telescope came long after the story, so I'm kind of like, they tried in the beginning to say, oh, no, the story, no. Actually, we found out when the people went and visited, but the story was long before that. It's, so, I don't know. It's the Dogon kind of proved what was going on there, and then the Sumerians talk about and what the other part is the Sumerian talked about these reptilians that were coming and taking their women. So you had the Dogon telling you and the Sumerians telling you, but for some reason.
You also would, I think this might also be partly
Hey, Mike.
What's Sitchin's fault? I think part of this is Sitchin's fault. There are several kinds of figurines found in the desert, and this is probably also mainstream historical and archaeological people as well. But there are several different kinds of figurines that are gods from the Sumerians. One of those are reptilian gods, and one of those are human gods with like Asian eyes and dreadlocks. Two different sets of extraterrestrials, two different sets of gods, but people made them into one, thinking that they were reptilians all the way across, and it's not. There's the reptilians and the Anunnaki. There's two different sets of gods, or
there's two different things. Who's on Michelle's show tonight? Michelle.
They're having an open mic with
Who are they? It's open mic and Michelle. Yeah. We should all go crash her show.
Crash.
We should go ahead. We should all crash her.
He's watching the show covertly. We're going
we should, that's okay. We should all go. Michelle, we're coming to crash your show, baby. Yes. The gang from the chat is coming to your show. You better lock the doors, honey. We coming.
Let me ask you this about the lizard people, man. There's a lot of telltales. Like, my friend's dad drove a dyno when we were kids, heavy equipment operator. They were always dredging the sewers of New York City or lakes or whatever. They would find all kinds of crazy stuff. They drained Prospect Lake and found 35 bodies in concrete shoes, And as they said, as the water was going down, the heads, started seeing all the heads. That's crazy, dude. But they tell tale of a lizard people in these, and that's just New York City. Other places too.
Well, the Native Americans speak of several. They talk of Sasquatch for one. They talk of the ant people. The Hopi talk about ant people that come out of the ground, and then they also talk about red-haired giants, both of whom that they had not so friendly encounters with all the time.
I believe that red-haired people are typical.
Typical bitchy kind of people, So. No, we're just kidding. We love a redhead. Don't get us wrong. We're just
love ginger.
One of the arguments I use is for tribal stories like this, particularly like the tribal stories of the Anunnaki and gods coming, strangers from outer space coming down and messing with the human species here. I say to people, why would you invent language and then the very next day give them Star Wars? Why would you invent a thing that people don't have? And then the very next day, give them concepts that they could even conceive of because there's no public education system.
I'll tell you though,
it didn't make any sense. The story of the Anunnaki, the Enuma Elish, all that, it sounds like Star Wars. Just beings from outer space come down. The Mahabharata stories. The cities fighting each other in space and inside the Earth atmosphere. Those
India, man.
Stories. People don't have any concept of science fiction or fact.
India's got some stories, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We didn't even get into the Indian gods either. And they talked about freaking aliens. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They talk about nuclear weapons.
They're concepts that shouldn't make sense to people who don't have a concept of where we are in the universe.
They show people in spaceships operating levers and all that, man.
I know.
It's really interesting stuff.
It boggles the mind. Why is this happening? And then people say, oh, no, it's not a common concept. It's all over the planet. These same concepts are in every culture.
It's you just gotta kind of wonder, and why is there so many gods?
Yeah,
really. I mean, when you start looking at this, every group's got to have a bunch.
Well, part of the Anunnaki story is that their planet swung by here, and while they were close, they launched a bunch of rockets and started a mining operation in like Africa and China and South America.
Well, why depends what they need, right? If they need, if they need minerals or I mean, I would say most minerals on
If you're a
planets are very
spacefaring race,
similar.
of course you need minerals of all kinds, particularly
But
gold.
look,
and
so
metal.
there's a couple of things when it comes to all that bullshit. First off, there's no places we found on Earth that's really been mined heavily any time in the past.
Well,
We haven't
that's
run
not true.
across any.
There are several bear mines in the southern tip of Africa, ancient mines like pre-Younger Dryas age mines.
They must have been copper or something because that's about the only
What
thing.
if they were underwater though? What if they were down in the ocean?
Maybe, but the planet seems, we were down pretty low until recently. We've come up a little bit. We haven't really been changing all that much, but it's more than that though. We know what the orbit of Nibiru is, 3,600 years. It ain't been by. Nobody's seen it. Not for the last 6,000 years, for sure. Nobody's seen it.
Once on its last pass, when it actually destroyed the fifth planet, maybe both planets were destroyed.
See, I'm thinking the Nibiru was the fifth planet, and they used to just come there with ships because it was so close to us. They would just come here. You could see them. You could see them in a nice place. We can see Mars. Think about this. Mars is this freaking big, and we can see Mars. Yeah. This would have been 5 times the size of Earth, sitting in the asteroid belt right behind Mars.
It'd be like a moon for us.
You would have seen it quite well. No one was there, and that's what it would have been coming from.
Here's a good question for you. Maybe that's why the moon was sent here. Before, when that big fifth planet was there, maybe that was what gave the planet Earth its tidal forces, which gave us our seasons. And when that was destroyed, seasons went away, and then you get mass extinction level event. Boom, a flood.
A lot of people
if somebody wanted to terraform this planet, they would need a moon because before the moon, things were out of control.
Correct. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But this is like
what the fifth planet was that control, and when that planet was destroyed, now you need the moon because planet Earth.
Scientists say that it's a perfect moon on a perfect orbit. They've never even seen anything like that in the universe.
It's almost completely circular, which is impossible if it's a natural orbit, and it's tidally locked. No other natural space body in our solar system does this. Not a single one.
You sure? I thought there was something else that was tidally locked.
The only other anomaly is in one of the moons of Uranus. Uranus is like this. It rotates like that. It hasn't been hit. It hasn't been knocked over. But one of its moons is knocked over. It still rotates in the same direction as all the other planets, but it rotates on its side. And then the other anomaly within our solar system is Venus. Venus is the only planet that it stands like this, straight up and down, but it rotates the opposite direction of every other planet in the solar system.
We do have some weird anomalies in our solar system, that's for sure.
It doesn't belong here. It came in from somewhere else. It was captured by Jupiter and thrown into the interplanetary system, and it's been here for who knows how long.
Let's see.
Didn't originate in the solar system. Can't. It's operating in the wrong direction.
Jimmy, there's no such thing as a dark side of the moon. It's not dark.
Yeah.
The reason they said that in the beginning was because it meant dark like as an evil dark, not as in color dark. That's what actually it meant. Yes.
Well, if you listen to the song at the end of the Pink Floyd album, the matter of fact, it's all dark. Very, very medium, light gray object all the way around. 260 degrees.
But see, when it passes this way and the sun's going this way, it's not. Oh, Leah, you're killing my ears. Where's it? Damn, mute that girl. Lord have mercy.
Somebody cooking?
I don't know, but I had to mute her butt, man. It sounded like something was in my ear for a minute.
I was already on mute.
No, you aren't.
No, you
Trust
came
me,
off
because you must have came off for some reason. You must have hit something. It's kind of weird. What do you mean favorite planet in the solar system? Earth, you dumbass.
Yeah, for now, definitely.
I'm just saying. No, it's Earth. Hands down, no way. I like Mars. I like Venus. I like all of them.
All the other planets are very cool and intriguing, but they don't have what we need. Water.
We'll have a colony on Mars in less than 20
Eventually,
years.
not in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah, we'll have a colony in your lifetime. We'll have it probably in the next decade.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, they said today they said they're going to they got 2 more shots coming for the spaceship if it says if it goes correctly, the next mission will be to load some shit up and send it to Mars. So they've always their whole goal is to send stuff to Mars, bring the ship back, send more stuff to Mars. But eventually, they want 50 ships going and coming in each direction.
Right, and 50 in reserve.
And so that won't take them that long to build these ships. They said they could turn to 50 in less than 10 years. They could have them all flying. So in that case, but what they're saying is with these new ones, they'll be sending enough stuff there to start a colony within 2 years.
Are you talking 50 ships at the same time?
Yeah, going to come.
Ships launch, and then once they hit, he sends another 50 ships, and those on the Mars start coming back as soon as they launch one from
One of
Earth.
the things Elon said bothered him. Yeah, one of the things that Elon said bothered him is he didn't like the idea of a one-way trip.
Yeah.
And he said since these ships are going to come back to get cargo anyway, why not carry humans on the way back?
Yeah.
So it made total sense. So they're going to carry X amount.
One good thing is that let's say you're leaving, you would probably leave Moon orbit. So you leave Moon for Mars on a trip, and let's say something emergency calls you back to Earth. While there are other machines coming this way, you can dock with one on the way there briefly, get on that new other machine, and come back in case there was an emergency. That way you're not like, oh, well, I'm on my way to Mars. I can't be back for 2 years. Oh, we need you today. Right?
Yeah, and they're saying with plasma drives and stuff, the trip to Mars should be under 5 months. So
how many months?
5 months.
And right now it's current. Well,
14 months.
Let's just
14.
say with Apollo 11 type technology, it would have been a 2-year mission.
Yeah, currently right now, without any adjustments to the stuff they're using right now, 9 to 14 months, depending on when you launch them, because Mars is closer to us sometimes.
Yeah, perigee versus apogee. Yeah.
So it depends on that. But they're saying, and I've heard NASA say this too, with the new plasma and some other drive they're talking about. Actually, the new drive they're talking about says 2 months.
I saw a thing about an Einstein proton drive that was just on. I didn't have a chance to read it before the show started, but apparently there's that kind of technology as well. So sort of proton drive is going to like revolutionize space travel. But like I said,
they're talking about interstellar travel inside of our solar system. At the current development, you should see us being able to get to places like Mars in 30 to 60 days. Places like Jupiter in 3 months.
That would be called intrasolar.
You know, so
in our solar system.
But they're saying solar end-to-end solar system in either direction under a year. So that means
you have to work back in less than a year. That would be pretty cool.
Proxima, that means Proxima is only like 6 years out then. That's nothing. We can do Proxima. We'll be going to Proxima pretty quick then.
Would that be faster than light travel?
No, that's not faster than light travel. Unfortunately, that's.
You call it.
And the way and they're cheating here too. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something because they're cheating here. So, if you do our solar system across, I think it's 2 light years. So, in order to achieve without achieving light speed, they're talking from launching points. So, one of these starships may be on Mars. One of these starships may be parked out on one of the moons around Jupiter or Saturn. One might be parked on Pluto. But whatever point they're launching from, that's where they're counting from. So more than likely, when they're telling you end to end in less than a year, that means they've already got craft in place and that with crews ready to go. And that's the way it's going to actually end up being. It's going to be the stepping stones in the beginning. Until we develop either gate travel or fast and light travel, we're going to be stepping stone in it. We're going to be every so often, every half a light year, every 3/4 of a light year, we're going to build something. Or every planet or something.
Our guy who's going to invent the space warp that allows us to do from here to like the nearest star in 20 minutes.
But currently, right now, with the stepping stone, we can get to Proxima Centauri in 8 years.
You need a tube. You know what I mean? Like from the moon to Mars, like kind of a tube from one place to the other. Tube.
You mean a wormhole?
They want to do it that with a wormhole. That's what they want to do with a gate. Jump
Stargate. Wow.
You know, the
Stargate is similar kind of an idea. I mean, we don't, it's a recent idea because of the TV show. But is that TV show part of the desensitization program? Do they actually have technology?
Well, you know what? The only thing I can tell you,
can they teleport through a gate from here to another planet?
Well, the Stargate program ran way before that movie came out, which is a CIA.
If it's a real thing, I mean,
CIA program. It's absolutely real. Stargate. I mean, everybody knows about it. Who's in the know. I mean, they have declassified reports from Stargate and all that. So Project Stargate, it's widely known. It was just what it was? It was to compete with the Russians when it came to remote viewing initially, way, way, way back. And then it transformed. And then as they ran across new information, it became something different, So you should look it up. It's interesting reading. It really is.
Salt Lake City Fan X, man.
Salt Lake City is not becoming a Salt Lake. It's losing its salt. Did you hear that?
Salt Lake City. I don't know. What's that, Cameron? Really, truly, we'll be on Mars pretty quick. Things are going way fast. Unless something happens to Elon or his kids, they want to go. They want to build a colony on Mars.
But what about Sean? Sean doesn't believe in Mars. He says it doesn't exist.
No, he don't have to go. He don't have to go. He'd stay here on Earth and do, hang out. But wait till I tell him how much gold's on Mars that's been unmined. Yes,
gold.
His ass would be on there then. He'd be first one on the spaceship.
The problem is there's not enough water to do sluice mining, which is what he does. It's like panning for gold. You need water to
but because because of the way the pressure is, you can do air sleuth mining. I was reading about this the other day. This is cool as hell. So because of the way the air is, you can actually force the pressure through it, and the gold's heavier and the dust is lighter. It'll go up, and the gold will settle just like using water. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Ooh, beep beep beep.
Well, this asteroid that's a city killer that's got 1 in 45 chance of hitting Earth might have a lot of gold in it.
Yeah,
it might. There's a couple of things.
There's an asteroid that is all gold out there in the asteroid belt that is enough to pay for the planet.
It's gold, platinum, and something else. It was
antimony, maybe.
It was three metals. What's it? Platinum's not as expensive as it used to be. It used to be outrageously expensive. Nowadays, it's not that expensive anymore. Don't ask me.
Love platinum.
I mean, you can buy like a platinum thing put in somebody's leg no, it's titanium. Sorry, wrong metal. I apologize, wrong metal.
Yeah, platinum is more expensive than gold, but it's still good.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of titanium. Titanium has dropped through the floor. It's like $5 a pound or something. It's really cheap. What's that, Christopher? No, more. Oh, so if you ever look at the spaceship, the Starship, he calls it. So the other day they had the Starship sitting on this thing, and they had 150 people sitting on the rail. They looked this big.
Yeah.
They looked this big, and they only looked like they took up this much room. This thing is built. This is why they're having so much problem with it. This thing is built to carry a lot of crap. So because a couple of these aren't going to return.
Probably. That's why.
Yeah. Wait, say that again. I don't know if it's fuel because they're pushing it into air, and they're supposed to make their fuel on Mars to come back with. So I'm sure there's some fuel in X that's got to get its ass and it's got to get over there, and I'm sure there's going to be some kind of controlled burns. It's a shame there's no way it can slingshot because Mars is too close to us to slingshot around. It'd be kind of weird. How do you slingshot from?
Well, we used a slingshot defect around our moon when on Apollo 13 when they had to do a complete U-turn.
Maybe so. Maybe they can. I mean, it would be interesting, but it's going to be fun to watch how we get there, how fast we get there. But I know some of these starships aren't supposed to come back; they're supposed to start the pieces of the colony. I think there's like a dozen of them that are going to be They're going to be designed specifically to become part of a colony. And he's already said, see, I've always said this. If you're going to build a freaking colony on Mars, why don't we start with Olympus Mons? Why don't we put a colony inside of Olympus Mons? I mean, we already know it can take big asteroid impacts. We know it's safe. It'll be much easier to close up tunnels in there to keep oxygen in large areas. So finally, I actually heard somebody from Elon's team go, yeah, well, we're going to probably go inside Olympus Mons or some place that we found a big cavern system. So we're safe from micrometeors and stuff like that. And he said eventually we'll just make shields inside and then we'll clog up all the holes. And he said we'll be able to grow and produce things, have artificial daylight, and be able to grow inside the cave. And I was like, he's talking when he's talking a cave, he's talking like a cave, the like something huge, like something you'd see in the Grand Canyon or something.
Like Blue Ray Caverns or Skyline Caverns, those kind of things. Caverns, California,
yeah, something you could put 1 million or 2 million people in. That's what he's talking about. But we'll see where it goes. I mean, that's what they're talking about, and then they'll have these things outside built, and they'll have their energy systems and stuff. Well, what do you think he's? People always sometimes show me how stupid they are. So Tesla's developing all this electrical stuff, right? Do you really think that's why he got into it? He got into it because he knows he's going to Mars and he needs this kind of stuff on Mars. That's why he's doing all of this.
No,
that's why he's using our government to help him along the way. I have no. Before anybody asks, you can ask me that on Friday night, but I'll tell you now, I have no problem with Elon doing what Elon's doing. I heard yesterday he wants to give everybody $5,000 back. I'll kiss his ass. He gives me $5,000 back.
I want all my tax money back. I got news. After watching all this crap, I can spend my money way better than they can.
Yes.
I would buy a car.
Friday night.
I buy all kinds of stuff. You know what? I would drive the economy. Drive the economy, man. That's right.
That save that for Friday night. That's not for Wednesday night. That's for Friday night. Save it for
I wanted my aliens to come give me my money back.
Yeah, we talking about why the aliens don't, love Donald Trump. No, Jimmy, I swear, Friday night we'll be discussing all the Lisinski stuff and everything else.
Supporting them, man.
We'll discuss
alien friends.
Oh, I love that video where they got the aliens all handcuffed up and Tom, what's his name, is hauling them off to their spaceship to deport.
And he can deport the aliens because he's got Elon with rockets, man. He can just send them right back into space.
That's right. Yeah, hold on. We got a mission going up right now.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Oh, Jackie, I did see that one. So the Starship blew up, but the lander came down and landed no problem.
Got to break the second time. You know what I mean? It's the technology.
They've got the thrusters and the stuff to get him into space down to a technique. That's not even a problem. Matter of fact, just to help you out, there's a picture of, I think it's a 2019 or 2017 version of the engine they use today, the Raptor, compared to the days when you look at it, it's like two different engines. This one's got all kind of pipes and tubes and all kind of shit all over. The new one has none of that. It's streamlined. It's one case piece. It's nice. No wonder they don't have no problems with it. They figured out. Yeah, it must drive NASA and Russia and China crazy.
You got your cat. Your cat's chilling. I told my cat before, I want to be able to hold you up, put you on TV. The cat's like, "Fuck you! I'm not doing that."
Hey, watch your language. You can't curse on this show.
I said, "Fug." It's F-U-G. This cat, you pick up the cat at his dead weight, man. He's like, I don't want to be held.
Go for some good fudge. I made some stuffed mushrooms yesterday.
Wow.
Janie, no. What do you mean?
Bug is actually.
I think all the major. I think all the major gods were aliens. What do you mean, a Christian god? We'd have to ask him.
Including Jimmy.
I think even him too. Yes.
Elvis.
It just seems like.
What about Elvis?
Well, I'm not saying they're not demigods, and because some of them were definitely human. We know that, like Hercules and some of the other ones. Ulysses, I think Apollo, all of them were Apollo wasn't. Apollo was a fool, so he was definitely one. But
Hercules, definitely, right?
Hercules is definitely he was a high.
David and Goliath, man, classic story. Little Big. David.
Unfortunately, some of the extraterrestrials thought that some of the humans look good, and it went both ways. It was male and female. Oh no, the female gods played around with the male gods too. I mean, with the male humans. Yes.
They were horny.
That's one of them things. What can you do?
It's you're on a new planet. You're lonely, and
Well, and then the fact that we look like them. That's sure.
The monkeys are kind of looking cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they hide.
And you're like, hey,
they upgraded the monkeis.
Yeah, after serious upgrades. Yeah, then they started having sex.
I got this banana. Kind of wave the banana, and monkey's like,
So they said, we're going to give you an upgrade so we can have more fun.
I got my alien.
You mean who would have been in control? Well, think about it. So we already know, if you look at the Greek and Roman gods, we know who those were in Zeus and Jupiter. Well, those were the control, probably same person. But so there it is. In today's world, so you got the Christian God. So So is the Christian God in control by itself? Because you got the Muslim God. Isn't the Muslim God the same as the Christian God? I thought it was the same God, but I don't want to get in fights with anybody. Say they're for Friday.
And Neptune, man, Atlantis. You can't forget about Atlantis because that's what they're saying, that it wasn't a landmass that was there; it was a ship. You know,
Probably was a ship.
Point to it, that old Bermuda Triangle deal, and some stuff going on. Some stuff went on, man.
You got a lollygagged around.
Yeah.
I have a question about.
No.
Okay.
No. What do you got? Go ahead.
So in the story of Noah's Ark, right? He was supposed to have brought two of every species on the ark.
Mm-hmm.
Does that include all these like deep sea creatures, or were they like created in the flood?
Land and air, land and air only.
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't need to worry about any of the like water animals.
Yeah, they were swimming around having a good old time.
No fishies. Except all the animals that he took on the ship were males. That was kind of
two male lions.
He didn't get the memo.
You might have mentioned that.
No, but there is some weirdness in that story. That the story after the flood, in the Bible, what's his name? Noah is drunk in a cave, passed out. And his daughters are worried that how are they going to redo the human race? So they see that their father was passed out and ready to go, so they impregnated themselves with him. That's kind of gross.
That is kind of gross.
No, that was the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. That was Loki, man, who escaped. Remember, his wife turned to a pillar of salt, and then boom. But yeah, Noah was drunk and naked all the time. They were trying to cover him up because they were like ashamed of his nudity type of thing. But these people were the cornerstones of society, if you want to think of it like that. And they all lived around 900 years old. I mean, that's very plain in text that when he died, he was 900 years old. You know what I mean? And they're also very tall. They were described as being huge. So they weren't from this earth. They came here to populate the earth. They don't even know when he came and existed. I still say that they came from Mars, that was their expedition. They were coming here to terraform the planet. It was a long time.
Do you think that the ark that the story is telling could be a spaceship?
I think it could be a spaceship.
Actually, no.
I think wait. I think those pairs are pairs of chromosomes. I think that when you look into the science of it, especially read that CIA report on the remote viewing on Mars, and they go in depth about there were the people there after that cataclysm. They had to leave. There was another planet close by. It was volcanic and messed up, but it had vegetation and it had water. But and they sent a crew to see what the deal was, to people to go there. And then the way they described the ship sounds like an ark. I don't know, man. If you think in scientific terms, it could be. It could be, if you don't believe made up Bible stories. I mean,
if you think of it in terms of there wasn't just one ark. So
and Adam and Eve. So now Adam and Eve came here. It was their choice. They call it the original sin and whatever, but they made the choice to come here to populate the earth. And I think that it was mainly with technology. It was because if you had the right system, you could dial up DNA all day long. And as long as you have creatures to work with, which they did, and then, man, there's your rhesus negative. And I think it could explain a lot of things scientifically, not Bible wise, but scientifically, which is probably the best way to live.
Well, I don't think the ark
after all the rest of the stories.
Yeah, but think about it like this: what if there were more than one ark? What if there were several stories? So, like in the Sumerian myths, there were 3 Noahs. Zeusudra is one of them. What if they were you collect the local flora and fauna? That's it. So you don't look at the combination. He's not getting all the animals on the whole planet. He's getting the regional animals near him, and then the next guy near him is getting the next region's animals, and so on and so forth. Like a daisy.
I think it's more about development, and if you have a million years of growth,
every culture has a flood myth. Every culture has a flood guide. And it's
every culture's got a great
in one,
flood.
it's new in another. So they have the stories are there.
I don't believe the dinosaurs existed, tens of millions of years ago either. I think they wouldn't. I think that their bones wouldn't even be, not rock or anything, man. You know what? You talk about extraordinary amount of time, and we have nothing to base it. You know, it's funny for you know they're going to bury all the nuclear waste out west, right? Mount what the hell is it called? It's a mountain that they bought.
California.
Nah, what the heck's it called? I know it too. You know, they bought it from the Indians. Our government, the Indians didn't want to sell it, but the Department of the Interior took the loan for them. Anyway, they were looking for a marker to last longer than 10,000 years, and they were really were racking their brains to find something that wouldn't just fall into pieces of dust and degenerate. That's 10,000 years. You imagine 40 million years, 50 million years, you know? I mean, I think that I don't think the planet's all that old. I don't think that I think their carbon date is off because you can't tell how fast or how slow the planet can grow. You know, especially through basic cataclysms, atmospheric differences, all kinds of stuff.
Carbon dating has its drawbacks, but you know, when there's fire involved, it will always throw off the test.
You still need a ruler. You can carbon date, but you need the ultimate. You need the ultimate ruler to say, okay, this is what you're carbon dating against. The only thing they're carbon dating against is its own carbon. You know, so they have to assume how long ago something was. You know, they can't even get together on the Ice Age when it began and ended. You know, so
because we weren't there, but we're pretty close to where the time frame is.
You want to know? You want to know? Native Americans, man, they'll tell you. They have all the stories. I listen to these stories mystified because they go back 75 freaking thousand years, man. A hell of a long time. You know, a hell of a long time to go back. And these stories are precious to them, precious. You know, so that's why they preserve them so. But the star people coming down from the heavens and helping them in various ways, you know, I mean, the Hopi say the ant people,
yep.
You know, same type of description though. They're grays. They're describing grays. Exactly what they're doing. And I don't know. I think that you just have to look at science, and science goes a long way. I'm not saying people don't have spirits. I'm not saying. I mean, I've had it suggested to me that spiritual energy that they created the whole spiritual energy type of thing as a recycling system type of thing, so they can live on because that energy doesn't die. But you know, basically, I don't know anything about anything. You know, I'm just trying to feel my way through, like everybody else doing research, and it's hard to do research when you don't have those rulers to lay it up against. You know, everything is just kind of new as you're going. But I don't know.
Well, two things I can assure everybody of, and Philip Coppens wrote a book that history is wrong. History is way wrong. We don't have the full story. And if we did, we might be surprised actually as to what happened in this solar system.
I think there's a lot of stories from this planet.
Yeah,
a lot. And you know, I think as you go forward as a people and you want to evolve, you want to learn more. I'd like to see more experiments done with antimatter. You know, they do collect it. They are working with it. You know, I mean, the unbelievable source of energy from antimatter if they could really harness it. But you know, the super colliders, they collect it. It doesn't live long, and it's got to stay in a magnetic state where it doesn't touch anything. Otherwise, boom. You know what I mean? They're very cognizant of that. Yeah. You know what's funny? That remember that I told you a story about that janitor who got fired from Brookhaven Labs, and he told me all that stuff about the underground tram and the Montauk thing and all that. This dude said that they had a device there that could start a black hole, and it could eat up the whole planet. You know, my friend and I, 3 o'clock in the morning, we're listening to this dude because he got fired. So he's like letting all these secrets out.
How would you know that device works? Because the only way to make it work would be turn it on and make a black hole that eats the whole planet. Then
that's what he said. He said that's what they thought that's what if they turned it on. That's what it, and I'm like, why the hell are they inventing something like that?
Yeah, well,
they had no good use, nothing. You know, unless you take it out in space and make a black hole, whatever. Why would you want to do that? You suck your into it. I don't know. But people are people. Scientists, I've known a lot of scientists. They're not like the most compassionate people. And they kind of look at everything like a science experiment.
Yeah.
My ex, Luda, you know, she she had told me she killed thousands of rats in these experiments, and I'm like, how do you kill rats? And she said, you grab it by the head and slam it down.
Slam that bastard down.
Yeah, and I'm like, how many? She's like, thousands. She said, I've done killed thousands of them. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm not a lover of rats, but I couldn't do that. I do love animals, man. I couldn't be like,
die,
okay.
rat, die.
But they don't care what rat, cat, dog, human. They don't care. Scientists, they don't care. They look at you like whatever, So watch out for scientists.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there.
Die, say die, Earth scum, die. No, we got like 15 minutes. Why? What you got?
I like Carl Sagan, scientist. Carl Sagan, at least he smoked weed, and he was chill. He might have been a little too liberal for me, but he was chill.
No, but he was part of the Dolphin Society, so he wasn't that chill. He's the Dolphin Society was pretty. How can I say this? They were the middle of the road men in black for the aliens, is what they were. I guess is the easiest way I can say it.
I talked to his father-in-law, because I was friendly with his father-in-law, Harry, and we do a lot of Cornell. We do a lot of Cornell events. He passed away recently.
I met him just before he passed away, and in all fairness, I think I talked to him for like, I don't know, maybe an hour.
Well, his wife's in Ithaca, so Ithaca is like a big deal.
Yeah.
But Carl Sagan, and of course Cornell, but he was a very interesting guy, and I love his idea about the 4D, not 3D, but the whole 4D, and how would we see it if it existed, and like as part of the universe, because we can only see the contact points for it. I mean, he's got like videos on YouTube that you can just be like, wow. Harry Durian said that the best time he ever had was smoking pot with Carl Sagan. It was just so cool to hear that from Harry. But and these guys, that's Cornell. They got the big science department, right? They're nanotechnology. You ever notice that people don't talk about it? But they invented the nano engine back in 1994. The nano engine. So imagine that people don't talk about it. You should see the school they built for nanotechnology. And top secret, no one's allowed to go in there, go near it. You've got to have all kinds of clearance for that stuff, So think about the concept. In nanotechnology, reassembling things at a molecular level, literally turning lead into gold or water into wine.
The first that came around was in the 80s, yeah?
It was 1994 when they invented the nano engine. And that was actually, it was, what was funny?
We were hearing about it in the 80s, though. I'm sure they were invented sooner than that.
It was featured in, and this was Cornell I'm talking about. So Cornell invented that nano engine, but they featured it in their Cornell Sun newspaper, of course, and that type of thing. And then all of a sudden they stopped talking about it. Like all of a sudden, you didn't hear about it anymore.
Yeah, because the government pulled their patents. That's why.
Nobody ever talks about nanotechnology. Whenever you're
because the government pulled their patents. That's not the only thing they don't never talk about.
Yeah,
anymore.
like the hydrogen cell battery.
So
you don't hear about that.
most Americans, but most Americans don't understand that the government can pull your patent anytime they want, and it belongs to them, not you, them.
It's called imminent
and you're no longer allowed to talk about it or use it or any other damn thing.
So I think that Cornell was crucial when it came to the Manhattan Project. When all those scientists like Stevenson and the rest of them that were up there. You know what I mean? Like, I got to meet a lot of them. It's kind of funny when I had my limousine business and I was running. That's all they did was take the car to the airport. And they wanted the best. So they'd hire us, and I'd get these guys. I'd bend their ear. I had Jimmy Carter's advisor in the car, man, talking about stuff. It's kind of cool though, because they're all part of this nursing home in Ithaca. They all go there. So that's like the main, and I had I was in there. I had the main deal with the owner there, and they used our service. So that was really cool. But I'll tell you, man, cool stories. When you want to talk, you talk to elderly people from back then. They just got the best stories, and especially people who knew. Like the Manhattan Project was such a huge deal, And then so they stored the parts north of here in Seneca Army Base. There's also
Just
there's
the
a
scope
sub
of
base.
keeping that secret was an amazing feat to
There's
begin.
there's a sub base there. I could show you a picture that would probably blow your minds, man. I should send it out, give it to you to put it up on the screen, because I was there at that military base, taking pictures. There's a national park down there and all that, and then so they have a section of a Seawolf submarine submerged in the lake there, and they do sonar testing. Lockheed Martin is mainly the company, but this particular site is military. If you look it up, it's listed under like military, what they call it, war, wartime, whatever it is. At one time, there was an Air Force base there, all kinds of military base, and they even stored parts of the Manhattan Project on that base, so the Seneca base. But anyway, I'm taking pictures, and then there was a cool picture of just the American flag, because there's a little military museum there too, and there was a POW flag, and there was like the wind was blowing. I don't know. It looked really cool, and the sun was like shooting through the clouds. Took a picture, go home, and I'm looking at these pictures, and I'm like, what? There's some weird doorway, like a magic door opened up. And then I'm like, what the hell? And then I was told that they did testing on energy weapons there. And then that was kind of a thing, is that they were trying to penetrate realities, I mean, going well beyond any kind of sonar. And even if you did projects 40, 50 years ago, like the Eldridge, and that type of thing, who's to say that those remnants aren't still there? If you tore a hole in that fabric of time, that's not going to be still there. Let me get that picture for you, because now I'm like, all right, I got to learn how to share this thing. So let me get that, because you're going to see it, and then it's got some, and then it's not the camera. It's a $4,000 camera and lens. It's definitely. And I know everything about the camera, anything that it's going to do or what. But let me find it. You guys have some nacho chips and chill on. While I get it back. Let me see this thing. Some chips.
Oh, Jackie, that's a good question. I don't know why they didn't get into it. So the Roman and Greek gods, they didn't get into it because they were the same god. But why didn't those gods get into the later gods or the earlier gods? I know.
Yeah, why didn't get
into it the Egyptian gods?
Roman gods, or why didn't or not the Roman? Why didn't the Roman gods fight the Egyptian gods?
Yes, or the Sumerian gods,
or the Toltec gods versus the Norse.
Yes. Oh yeah, or any of the Mesoamerican gods messing with any of the.
Why? Because they're all the same people. They just renamed them.
How do I share a picture on it?
Well, I don't think the Mesoamericans were, because they were later.
Do the present at the bottom of the screen. You see where it says present, Michael?
Yeah, hit present.
Screen.
And do what?
Hit present.
Then hit share screen and find the screen and hit that and then commence sharing.
Just make sure you're on Google, because they don't like Microsoft. It's like, screw Microsoft.
Great.
I don't know why. It just doesn't like it.
Chrome. Or Windows 11.
No, Sandra, but really, it's a good question, because it's these are different times and different places. Like this.
Wow!
Look at that. Is that weird or what?
Looks like a windmill.
Look, no, it looks like the obelisk from, or the the 3x6x9 object from 2001 and 2010.
Blow the page up so I can see it.
The tall part, and look at the intricate layers, though.
What kind of camera was it?
What's that?
What kind of camera is it?
Canon 5D Mark IV, and it was a red lens too, man. I mean, you're talking about, at the time.
So this actually looks like. Now I can't this piece on the left side, the tall piece. I'm gonna blow that off for a minute. But when I look at this piece, now stop right here. So you see the double layers of windows, and then it goes.
Yeah,
that's 9/11. That's one of the Twin Towers. It
looks weird like that. Let me show you the whole.
I mean, I'm not saying that is, but it looks identical to the Twin Towers.
This is the whole picture, right? This is the picture with the flags. But look at that. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm like, that shouldn't be there at all. I mean, I know the sun is shining down. It could cause anomalies. And I've seen every flare you could possibly think of. This lens I'm using it's an L lens. It doesn't have the flares and all that. You can see.
Is it a digital camera or a
Oh
film
yeah,
camera?
yeah, it's digital. It's a 5D Mark IV.
Well,
So
what you got there, if you
32
see,
gigs, man.
in the middle of that second rectangle, you can see where it starts to discolor, and it's doing the rainbow. Roy G. Biv. I think what you got there is a digital artifact of the lens and your camera body. It's
Nope. There's nothing in there that's going to show it.
The sun
and
is
then
right there in the center of your thing,
if
dude.
it was a flare, you would never see grooves.
It's solar flare, dude. It's a
There-
lens flare.
There wouldn't be any
Digital lens
grooves.
flare.
Nah, there wouldn't be any grooves or nothing here.
It's digital lens flare. I'm telling you. I bet you the aperture in your digital camera it makes that exact aperture right there.
Nope.
Oh, no, that looks like it's over the top of the tree right here, though.
It's transparent. You can see it in front of the
It's
tree.
kind of lighting up the tree.
It's lens flare. It's light from the sun.
So this thing is right over where that submarine is. That SeaWorld submarine that they've been messing with, But it's there's nothing in the camera. There's no flare that could possibly make, especially this angle, especially with these grooves. I've seen every flare you can imagine. Every flare. I'm a professional photographer. I've seen every flare. And I mean, and look at the detail of the flag. You can see the birds flying around and all that. These little bobs and bits are flares, But this thing, I don't know. I've seen similar pictures from other places. One down in Florida, they had like an energy beam that was just going up and down. So,
If you had an actual celluloid film, we could examine. It would help. But as a digital camera with a digital lens, that my guess is that's the aperture of your digital camera, and it's a lens flare from the sun.
Nah, there ain't no lens flare, dude. The lens flare. Look at the way the sun is shining down. There's no way that could be a lens flare. Especially this here is discolored. I don't know. It's got too much going on. If I didn't see the grooves, is one thing. It's like ever see those pictures of the cities over China.
That's what you're saying, but the sun is directly in the center of your picture as well. So I mean,
yeah, that's what when I saw the sun, I'm like, what is it? Some kind of flare? But
I'm a professional photographer too. I know how to develop my own film.
But still, this part right here is this part right here. It's this. You can see the damn ridges at the top, and you can see the lines coming all the way down. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's like a reflection of the damn tower.
It's very intricate. All of this. It does look like that. It does look like the tower.
It's what it is.
Oh, what happened to Joe? I think
Joe
blipped himself out of existence. He'll be back. He knows how to get back in. There he is.
Sorry, I hit the wrong.
What did you do? Hit the wrong button?
Back to take it off the screen, and I don't know. I guess I hit the wrong button. I don't know to get out of here soon. So you like the way that works, Mike? Make sure you put it.
Yeah, now I can put stuff out.
Yeah. Get down here in the right corner. You can make everything full screen on your computer, so you can see it better. Mm-hmm. I can see the hair in Leah's nose. I can see the color over here in Jay's face. I was just teasing Leah. And Michael's hiding, so I can't see him. There we go.
I'm looking for that other picture of that interview.
But that's one of the things I like about this thing. You can pull a picture from your computer. You can pull a picture from the net. You can pull a picture from anywhere. Put it in here so everybody can look at it and examine it. You can move it around. You can mouse over it so people can see what it is that you're talking about. Jim, beam me up. Jim, get me out of here, Jim.
I've heard a lot of stories about energy weapons. And here it is, man. Cool. Let me show you this one. Because this is some freaky stuff, too. So, let me go back to
Captain. Captain, get me out of here, Captain.
Window. Check this out. And I love seeing pictures like this.
Oh, JoJo.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. That's down by Miami. They were driving down the road and saw this. And they were like, what the hell? They said it wasn't lightning.
No,
like that.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with a guy who's driving and taking pictures that are this good.
I do that all the time. Camera in one hand.
When I'm driving, I don't touch my damn cell phone. I mean, I have to plug it in so I can have the.
Well, mine's mounted, so all I got to do is hit the button. So.
I don't have a mount for mine, but I have to plug mine in so the GPS works. But the cord has a short in it, so if I touch my phone, I lose the GPS momentarily. So I have to not.
Well, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Well, think about those cities in China that all of a sudden appear over other cities, and they're like, "No, it's just a reflection." But it's not a reflection because it doesn't look like the city. It looks like a whole different city.
It's going behind the cloud. Actually, that one is.
And I've heard all kinds of stories. I have my friends who are Chinese, and I've heard all kinds of ancient stories about the island of the immortals, how it would just appear, and things like that. But China's messing with energy weapons too, and who knows what kind of technology they're releasing. But you start messing with things that you don't really know what's going to happen. Who the heck knows? But this thing is interesting.
Yeah, we won't be happy until we blow down
Nevada for. I mean, that's where we test all that stuff. I mean, the Navy. When they developed their rail guns, that's where they tested them first. It was on, the Nellis testing range.
Secretive stuff, man. Secretive stuff.
Yeah,
they use the lakes here because they're so deep. They're 600.
Well, it's also so far away from anything that if it's a power they can't contain, it's not going to destroy too much. There's not a lot of living things out there in the center of Nevada.
Just Seneca, in Seneca County, just the Seneca County.
And speaking of Nevada, I mean, don't let me forget, we got to talk about Phoenix this Friday.
Oh, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, Phoenix can't seem to.
Oh, by the way, so on the 28th, and probably the 1st, I may not be available for the shows because I'll be driving my friend out to Phoenix. So
you gotta go live, man. Go live.
Well, if we'll be driving a U-Haul, if we're stopped at a hotel during the show times, I'll be able to, but I can't promise anything. So I just let everybody know I'll pop in if I can.
Better bring a pillow to sit on, man. They're rough ride U-Hauls.
Well, we're gonna be driving like 8 to 10 hours a day. We have a 30-hour drive, so we're gonna try to do 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
Is it 30 hours with not including breaks for gas or
33
food?
hours, not including breaks for gas and stretch your legs and
you gotta stop at that place Joe told me to stop at on the continent.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Boy, it'd be good stuff up there. Oh, but which way are you coming in? You going 20 or 10, or how you getting down there?
I think we're going to come. If we even hit Texas, we're going to go across 10, across the top of it. Right.
So you stop in Amarillo, get that big Texan.
So you'll be on Interstate 20.
The big Texan, man, that they got. It's like kind of a camping hotel, but it's a restaurant.
I want to go to. I think it's in Arkansas. I want to go to that Jim Coleman guy's mine store where he sells minerals and rocks and stuff.
Oh, man.
The big Texan is where they got the 5-pound steak, and if you can eat it all,
yeah, I know. It's 72 ounces
and the sides. It's
96 ounces.
Although the ER visit probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jay. There's some great places to buy stuff in Arkansas. We were in Something Springs. I was up there doing a lecture, and man, there's so much crystal there. They have crystals like this in their yard, just lining their whole yard.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, it's just a thing there. It's like, I was like, damn. But we got to go, guys and girls, because Michelle's coming up. She's got an open mic with the boss lady. Has a boss man with her tonight, so y'all stop by and check it out.
We have a guest host actually running the open mic. So
yeah, that's her old man.
Oh
yeah, and people can tune into my show Saturday night, man, 10 o'clock. I got Frank Torch coming on talking about addiction in America. His daughter was addicted to drugs. He wrote a book about it. So
don't forget Friday. We'll all be here just talking about. Oh well, we got a lot to talk about because Trump's crazy. And so we got a lot about that.
Live Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
Long live Trump.
We love us some Trump. We're not hating on Trump, but anyway.
Yeah, he's the grand.
We got a lot to talk about on Friday night, and then
he's working hard, man. He's working. He's doing
he's busted ass. Yeah.
The chats on Saturday. It's going to be starting a little bit earlier, probably about a half an hour early now. It's because Michael's behind us, and I'm trying not to run too much of his time. We can never end on time, so I figure if we start a half an hour late, maybe we'll only run over 15 minutes or something. It's no, he's Mike Langley live he's on Saturday night now, following the chat. Yeah. Saturdays are good. You got all kind of good artistic stuff early in the day where you can learn how to paint and draw and be a good author, and then bam, you got, oh my God, what did people talking about Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So you got that later in the night. Well, I can't use the kind of language we use there. So I'm just saying, Dean, that's a good question because News and Flipside does have a chance to get syndicated coming up in the future. And if it does, we will have to stop cursing. Yes. Because it will be. I took it off of FM in New Orleans. That's why we can curse. Because the audience isn't big enough to keep it on. If they were paying me, it'd be different. But it's not big enough to keep it on FM down there when we have so much fun the other way. We have a huge audience, so we're not gonna miss New Orleans. Well, no, everybody else is on New Orleans. I just any of the shows where we say use the F word, we can't put on there. Now the B word won't get us in trouble, but the F word will get us in trouble.
Will the SH word?
No. Actually, certain words won't get us in trouble. Certain things won't get us in trouble unless they're put into certain types of sentences. Yes, and then they can get you in trouble too.
But the word vaccine.
Like, I love my pussycat.
Yeah.
See, that won't get you in trouble. But if you leave away cat, oh no, then you're in trouble. So anyway, on that note, we got to get out of here. Don't forget, Friday, we will all be here getting in trouble. Sean will be joining us. Sometimes we have another guest host on Saturdays. Yes.
Tim Sudano.
Yes, Tim comes on, hangs out. We got a couple more people want to start hanging out with us. 2 young ladies might be hanging out with us. Something about they want to whoop up on Leah or something. I said, "Ooh, okay, we're gonna charge some money for this."
For Leah.
No, we're always okay. Leah's just a friend of mine. She goes way back, so she's hosting. She's allowed to host any way she wants, because she's a friend of mine. We are looking for other female hosts for both these shows because we want to balance it out. Actually, we're looking for different types of hosts for different types of things. And you can be a liberal. We don't care if you're a liberal. Just come prepared.
I don't even know what I am.
Yes. She doesn't. She's a Martian. It's all she knows for sure. Part gray or something. Anyway.
It used to be called News on the Flip Side. Used to be called the Centralist. So it's transmogrified into a new kind of.
Oh no, we still have the Centralists. Oh no, it's going to make a comeback. Not with me though, because I ain't going to have time for it. I am looking for a host to host Essentials. Well, Essentials is a little bit more formal of a show, so it's it's kind of a little snotty, which I don't mind doing. I just don't have the time for it right now. It's but we're gonna bring somebody back for that. Jay could probably do it.
I'm on 4 shows. I think Mike would be a good candidate to head up the Centralist.
No, Jay is truly. He's on 4 shows with us. He hosts with Jeffrey.
Yeah, starting this Friday, it'll be my first of 3 for this month.
I'm on 4 also.
The Church of Famous. That's what we on this network we call it the Church of Famous, not the Church of Mavis. Yes, we call it the Church of Famous. Yes. Anyway, if you can't figure it out, shame on you. We gotta go. Anyway, we're out of here. Y'all be sure to go check out Michelle. She's hanging out with Wayne. Y'all will have a good time. They usually do a pretty good conversation and they have a lot of fun. I'm going to make me a ham and Swiss and tomato, onion and cheese sandwich and pig out, because I'm just hungry for something. I can't do shows without wanting to eat. And yes, I will be in LA. Yes, pretty soon. Yes. Will I need help? I'm always need help when I'm in LA. I'm always trying to get people to come down there. Yes. Well, some of my friends who live there now don't live there no more because their house went kapoof.
Yeah, a lot of people got burnt out.
Yes. Even 2 of our ex-hosts, their house went kapoof.
275,000 millionaires.
And then they wrote to me and said, "Joe, did you put the voodoo on me?" I said, "Damn right I put the voodoo on your ass." No, I'm just kidding. Oh, wait. I can't show you because it's on my phone. This Friday, I want to show y'all something on my phone. I'll have to take it off, put it on my computer. Ow, mother humper. Bleep, 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 bleep. I'm suing these people.
One of the dogs?
So I got a thing for my coffee, and I touched it with my finger. Ooh, that sucker gets hot. 145 degrees. I'm suing.
I thought you were getting ankle attacked by one of the chihuahuas.
No, they're in the other room. I got it. It's one of those things you keep your coffee mug, cool.
Yeah.
Hot with.
E-mug. Electronic mug.
It's great. The mug's just a mug. See, look.
Oh.
Bad fuel, but it's a plate like thing.
A hot
I didn't
plate.
realize it got that. Yeah, it's for your coffee. It was one of the. It came at Christmas. One of the step kids. They do good and bad Santa where everybody buys 2 presents, and you just draw numbers and look. I'm glad because nowadays it costs me a lot of bleeping money. So I'm a happy camper this way.
Gotta
We got to go.
dollar store.
Yeah, we got to go, guys and girls. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope you have a lot of fun. That's Leah. She's married and pregnant. I'm sorry. That's Jay. He's married and pregnant also.
Pregnant also.
Yes. Michael's working on being pregnant. So he says somebody he don't want to get married, just pregnant. So I'm not sure what that's about. Y'all be sure to catch him on Saturday night. So y'all got to remember,
that payment, man. I want that baby mom payment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Give me my damn monthly payment.
Got me some
Y'all be
kids.
sure to remember because we're going to be talking about him on Saturday night. So y'all be sure to catch him afterwards. We want to get his numbers big because he's coming after a big show. So y'all hang out, give him shit, email him, text him, just give him shit in general. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have Frank on there. We'll be talking about addiction and people dying.
The more shit y'all give him, the happier he will be. And again, on that note, we got to go. Any moans, groans, bitches, complaints, or anything else for that matter, please write to Michelle DeRoche, courtesy of Michelle DeRoche at United Public Radio. Get what the bleep ever? How's that? Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. What the bleep ever? But we got to go. Yeah, no, we got to go. Bye bye. Stay tuned for who? What did I just say? Michelle DeRoche. Yes, she's a pregnant baby mama too. Get out of here. Goodbye.